Okay, so my opponents claim that the Arizona immigration law, SB 1070, does more harm than good. However, me and my partner here disagree with him. Our opponents claim that the law allows for racial profiling by the law enforcement, that the law will cause harassment of innocent people, and the law will bring unnecessary costs to the state. First up, I want to say that my opponent said that the law was a shock to all of the citizens of Arizona. However, according to a recent Rasmussen Reports poll, SB 1070 is supported by 70% of Arizonans, while only 23% of Arizonans oppose the bill. So there wasn't really a shock because most of the people actually were for the bill. Their first claim that the law legalizes racial profiling is not true. The most common misconception about SB 1070 is that it allows for racial profiling. The CIS, Center for Immigration Studies, explains that the law specifically states that police may not solely consider race, color, or national origin while implementing SB 1070. This controversy about racism has arisen because of the term reasonable suspicion, which many people believe to think its grounds have not been appropriately established. But according to the Center for Immigration Studies, when Arizona's governor signed the new law, she also issued an executive order requiring the Arizona Peace Officer Standards and Training Board to provide local police with additional training on what does and what does not constitute reasonable suspicion. Also in the same article, the author, Stephen Camarota, states, the concept of reasonable suspicion is well established by court rulings. Since Arizona does not issue driver's licenses to illegal immigrants, having a valid driver's license creates a presumption of legal status. Examples of reasonable suspicion include a driver stopped for a traffic violation, has no license or record of a driver's license. A police officer observes someone buying fraudulent identity documents or crossing the border illegally, or a police officer recognizes a gang member back on the street who he knows has been previously deported. Looks and assumptions made by race are not made when implementing the law. My opponents claim that the law allows for racial profiling is false because looks are not taken into consideration when implementing the law, and because the state has taken appropriate actions to prevent racial profiling from occurring. My opponent's second claim, that the law causes law enforcement to have more power than they used to, is also not true. In an article written by Dustin Carnival of the Federation for American Immigration Reform, he writes, SB 1070 does not give police officers any additional power to stop or pull someone over. Police will still need to abide by lawful contact as they do now. Law enforcement still needs a legitimate reason, the commission of another infraction such as speeding, to justify a stop. Only after a thorough process of following protocol will a police officer be required to ask about immigration status, and then only if he or she has reasonable suspicion the person may be an illegal alien. Even then, the law prohibits law enforcement from considering race, color, or national origin as a part of reasonable suspicion. Another reason why this law does not give more power to law enforcement now than they had before is that SB 1070 mirrors the federal law. In reference to the same article I cited above, the author states, the new Arizona law mirrors federal law, which requires aliens to register and carry their documents with them. The new Arizona law simply states that violating federal immigration law is now a state crime as well, because illegal immigrants are by definition in violation of federal immigration laws. They can now be arrested by local enforcement in Arizona. So the claim made by my opponent that the new law will cause an abuse of power is not true, and harassment towards, because it simply just is bringing a federal law into enforcement at the state level. Moreover, the law does not create harassment of any individual because it does not violate the promises of the Fourth Amendment. Dustin Carnival of the Federation for American Immigration Reform states, SB 1070 is predicated on the protections of the Fourth Amendment, which guard against unreasonable searches and seizures, and it does not mean that the police would immediately ask for immigration papers. As they do now, officers will go through a mechanical and lawful process for asking for identification. My opponent also compared the Arizona the law to a law in Massachusetts, which is irrelevant because the illegal immigration situation in Massachusetts is not as severe as the one in Arizona, maybe not even close at all. In summary, my opponent's claims that the new law causes racial profiling and harassment by law enforcement are false because the law has been designed in the way that these things will not occur.